Hello YouTube, it's Stanley here from Battle-Axe Wargaming, and here is our first battle report. I'm going to be battle reporting on the brand new Eldar, because I've been playing Eldar for 5 years now, so this is going to be a really good time for me to test them, give them a lowdown, and I'm really excited to see how they work. I've played 2 games already, but I want to share it with you guys. So for my first battle report, I'm going to test out the new Eldar against my friend. So here is the 1500 point force I will be using today. We shall start with our Warlord, which is a Farseer on jet bike with a Mantle of the Laughing God and a Singing Spear. I've only just converted him today, so I'm quite happy with that. I then have, for my next HQ, I have a council of 3 Warlocks, just so they can detach into the Guardian Squad troops, which I have 3 of, each in a Wave Serpent. 2 of which will have Twin-Linked Scatter Laser with Shuriken Cannon and Holo Fields, and then we have just one with Bright Lancers and Holo Fields, so they'll have a 4+ cover save. They can drop out the Guardians later on in the game. They use Conceal and try and gain objectives. We then have Wind Rider jet bikes, just 3 of them. They're going to start in reserves, do a similar role to they did last edition, which is come on as a late contester. God, Wind Rider jet bikes have a really good buff. I haven't got used them enough in a big squad to test their effectiveness as an actual unit. Yeah, so we've got 4 troops choices, which can all capture objectives, which will be really nice. Then we move on to no elite, so my fast attack, I have the new shiny flyer, the Crimson Hunter, which is just an X-Arc for the BS5. It's really nice model actually, and it's also a good air superiority fighter, which is why I need it, because I need some anti-flyer in here. Bit of a glass cannon though. We then also have some pseudo warp spiders. These are my Sonic Hunters that I converted out of old Space Crusade models. I have an X-Arc with Spinneret Rifle, Precision Shots on 5+, and Fast Shot. And then I will have a Falcon with a Scatter Laser, a Shuriken Cannon, and Holo Fields. Which most people say the Falcon isn't very good, but its pulse laser being twin-linked is really nice. Getting twin-linked is really nice now, because I've always loved the pulse laser as a weapon. It's just not been accurate enough up until now. So that's why I'd run it. Most people say the Fire Prism is just better in every way. I can see why people would think that, but, you know, I want to try different things out. I want to see how things work, but Falcons are good, and I've always been faithful to them, so yeah. Now, for the game plan. I normally, in the 2 games I've played with this book, I've used divination for my psychic powers, because generally I've thought it's been more effective, but due to just better powers, because it's not rubbish ones like Death Mission in there. But for today, I'm actually going to use the Runes of Fate, because, you know what? I want to give it a rundown for you guys, see where it's effective, what works, what doesn't, and also for myself as well, to see if I might use more of it in the future. And then similarly for Warlord traits, I would normally go for strategic, for, you know, the reroll reserves is really nice, stealth ruins is nice, but I'm going to go for the Eldar Warlord traits, because the stealth within 12 inches looks quite good, and so does the reroll saves if they ignore my cover, so we'll see what happens with that. So we've rolled for the mission type and deployment, and we have the Crusade mission type and the Dawn of War deployment. So I got to place the first objective, so I've put 2 here and here. Meanwhile, on the other side, my opponent has placed 1 up on the watchtower here and 1 in the centre of the board here. So here is our game. This is my opponent. And okay, so the mission type is the Crusade, and deployment type is Dawn of War. Now, for my psychic powers, I got 1, 2, and 3, which are Executioner, Doom, and Eldritch Storm, but I swapped Eldritch Storm for Guide, because it's better. All my Warlocks rolled rubbish, so I replaced it all for Conceal. My Warlord trait does essentially nothing, because he can split fire, but he's on his own. I am going first and deploying first, and so here is, I deployed a Wave Serpent behind cover, I deployed a Wave Serpent in the open, a Falcon behind cover, and a Wave Serpent to the side, and my Farseer behind a building. He deployed his, he's using a Grey Knight army with, Adam has a Grey Knight army with guard allies, and it has a Dread Knight here with a squad of 5 squads. A lemon bus there.
That's not a scrub.
We then have a squad of 5 Terminators with a Grandmaster here, and another Dread Knight here. And in reserve, he has a Vendetta. I decided to put my jet bikes and my fast start my reserve bikes. So I put my jet bikes in reserves and my Warp Spiders in my Falcon. So it's the end of turn 1, and I went first. I shot the Dread Knight, took it down to 2 wounds. I didn't roll too well, and that was my turn. The Dread Knight got here and shot that, took it down to 2 hull points, and it's now mobilised. That one, it charged those 2. It did nothing to that one, missed both shots, hits, and on that one removed the scatter laser. And he also, with the flamer, dealt a wound to my Farseer.
That's right, my Vendetta will retrieve.
So it's the end of turn 2. My turn 2, my flyer came on, shot the Dread Knight, which was here, killed it along with these 2 grav tanks. This grav tank and these Guardians shot at the Dread Knight, but failed to do anything to it. They did dented it with 2 wounds. Then his turn 2, Dread Knight fired Flamer, which didn't do anything. Fired a Battle Cannon, which didn't do anything. The Vendetta and the Terminator shot at the Crimson Hunter, which is now dead. And then the Dread Knight, which was here, charged the Guardians, but their Overwatch got 3 hits, 3 6s to wound because he was doomed, which then subsequently left to a dead Dread Knight. So both Dread Knights are down at the end of turn 2. Now it's the end of turn 3. I started by getting my Guardians out and running them at the Terminators, shooting and killing most of them. Then my Bright Lance, this, and my Falcon fired at the remaining here and killed it. Farseer guided doing some stuff. And yeah, that's basic. And this Wave Serpent shot at the Vendetta and exploded it. Over on his turn, his Commissar, who was the only survivor from the Vendetta crash, came and assaulted my Wave Serpent and missed. And the Lemon Bus tried to attack the 2 tanks, but managed to do a hull point on my Falcon. So we decided to call it at the end of turn 3 because I was just about to get my Guardians out and capture this objective. Bikes had this objective over here, and he only had this objective. I was just about to slay his Warlord, the Commissar, and I had first blood from the Dread Knights. So yeah, we're calling it there because our good friend Adam here can't really do much. So final views on the game were that all generally positive. The Fate powers were actually quite nice. I really like Doom. Doom allowed me to reroll to wound, which is really useful against Dread Knight and Terminators. The Guardians are really effective because in the first 2 games, my Guardians didn't need to get out their Wave Serpents because Wave Serpents were doing their job, and this game was the first time I was pushed to actually get them out of their transports. I did, and they can do a lot of damage. They ruined my Guardian squad ruined a Dread Knight single-handedly, and then finished off 4 Terminators, which equates to around 395 points. Battle focus rule is really nice, allowing them to hide, maybe run forward. It allows them to do multiple things, which is wicked. Farseer on bike is a really nice option because it's a 2-up reroll and cover save. Didn't work against the Flamer, but oh well. He still had a 3-up armor, which he could a 3-up armor, which was nice. So generally, it was a good thing. Wave Serpents are beautiful. I should have at the start of the game used them to deactivated them to a shot at the Dread Knights and done some more wounds to them, but I wasn't really thinking straight there at that point, so it was quite disappointing. And then yeah, just to finish off, yeah, that's basically it. The flyer came in, it did a bit of damage, but I just didn't roll well for it, so I couldn't have done. I only managed to do out of the 3 wounds. I did 3 wounds, but he passed 3 saves, so it was a bit disappointing. So yeah, the new Eldar, very good. I enjoy it. It's balanced because I'm paying a lot of points for these good units. I mean, my Guardian squads and their transports total up to like 265 points, so Yeah. Good. It was a good game though.